Seeing that Avatar: The Last Airbender has made a stunning return due to Netflix and their ingenious marketing, and YouTube following suit, whereby if you've watched one Avatar video, you're now forced to see every content creator's Avatar video in the last year or more. So why not bounce on the hype train and have our own Avatar selection on our channel, right? I mean, it's totally fair. Avatar is by far one of the best anime out there, and if anyone disagrees with me, I have selected a video clip from the Anime Pope that I think might address that.
Here's an idea. Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime. Fuck you, fight me.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the greatest triumphs in history. It was a near perfect story where action, heart, humor, and a dense mythology was packed in for everyone to enjoy. The Legend of Korra wasn't met with the same level of praise, but it's a solid entry in the Avatar series just the same. Hey guys, what's up? This is Ka from Varistudiostv, and today we will be looking at 10 insane fan theories about Avatar. We will be covering theories from both The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. Could Lin actually be the love child of Toph and Sokka? Was there actually a good reason why the live adaptation for the Avatar sucked so much? Some of you might agree, others might disagree and think we're just being crazy. Either way, check out each entry and let us know what you think. So without further ado, let's begin. It isn't hard to realize that the geography of Avatar is vastly different from our own. This is Theory 10. Avatar actually takes place on a different, smaller planet. It would explain how everything is so close, and it would significantly lessen gravity. Presumably, with less gravity, it could explain how the characters can jump so high and maneuver in the air so gracefully. A smaller planet might explain how large animals like lion turtles are roaming around. If you are into those sciencey kind of things, you might even be intrigued that this premise might explain how humans are able to bend the elements. As explained in the series, bending techniques are connected to each other, and all bending is derived from another. As thus, the first bending style was energy bending. With that, it's not hard to see the connection between each, simply because humans now understand how to utilize their energies to do so. Let's keep that microscope on the Avatar world, shall we? What if, and follow me for a moment, Avatar takes place after the apocalypse? Crazy to think, but that's what comes in at our number 9 spot. According to this particular theory, the events of Avatar: The Last Airbender takes place after some apocalyptic event destroyed everything. No, it's no coronavirus, at least let's hope not. But looking at this theory, it would have to be something of a geographical magnitude that would change the world so much. Many fans point out to Wan and Aang as proof. Wan lived almost 10,000 years before the birth of Aang, and yet nothing much has changed between those times. The Fire Nation was the only nation that had made major significant scientific breakthroughs that could actually make a difference in the world. So much so, in the 70 years between Aang and Korra, the entire world changed so much. What could have caused the world to delay for over 10,000 years, I wonder? Hey, have you ever noticed that Azula mostly does her lightning bending with her left hand? This is where Theriate comes from. Being that Azula is left-handed is a sign that she is born truly evil. This I found very funny and strange. Does it count ambidextrous people in this category? Could we be considered as anti-heroes like Deadpool? Maybe I'm overthinking things. Fans have spotted where she throws her hairbrush with her left hand to the mirror, but this reinforces the entire Azula is a prodigy angle that dominated her story the whole time. It's pretty impressive when you think how detailed the show is to consider such small details. At our number 7 spot, Momo is the reincarnation of Ai, the lemur spirit. This theory dates all the way back to the first Avatar, Avatar 1 himself. When he was banished, he met a lemur spirit called Ai. At first, they couldn't get along, but after a while, they warmed up to each other and even became good friends for an entire lifetime. It's not hard to see how easy it is to believe that Momo is actually the reincarnation. Momo is arguably one of the funniest, smartest, and by far most talkative characters on the show. One of my favorite, next to Prince Zuko and Sokka. But how can we explain why he's so smart? Easy. He's the reincarnation of Ai. Aw, that's so sweet. Little human possessing demon came back. Keeping on this theory of reincarnation, digging in like a blind badger mole is number 6. Varric is the reincarnation of Sokka. In The Legend of Korra, we didn't get to see much of everyone's favorite boomerang-wielding, swashbuckling, space sword master Sokka. Katara, Toph, and Zuko are all still alive, but it's made clear that Sokka had passed away. This theory suggests that Sokka didn't actually perish, but was reincarnated into the character Varric. This theory points to the fact that both Sokka and Varric are very bright young men from the Southern Water Tribe, with over-the-top personalities to say the least. A wacky sense of humor, a great talent for strategy and leadership, and humongous egos. The only major difference is that as Sokka was brave, Varric was the opposite. Maybe this points to him having life regrets as a warrior, and so he reincarnated into someone a little more cowardly. But we are certainly glad that we have Varric, as he's one of the greatest comic reliefs to ever been born from the Avatar series. Circling back to the state of Avatar, at our number 5 spot, this theory is that Avatar is a metaphor for the events of World War II. It's not hard to see the parallels between the two. In the war, a Germany fueled by nationalism began conquering all of Europe in an effort to show their superiority. In the show, the Fire Nation started a conflict for similar reasons. The Nazis were defeated by the 3 large superpowers of the world at the time, which were the United States, Great Britain, and the Soviet Union. This can be a parallel to the water, air, and earth kingdoms. It's nice to see how things can be twisted out of control to the breaking point. Can we have less darker history lessons? Doesn't seem so in 2020. The canon ship is crazy for Sokka and Toph, and guess what? It somehow stuck itself at number 4 on our list. But it goes a little further. It states that they had a child together. That's right, Lin is the love child to Sokka and Toph. Just kidding.
That's just a theory. A film theory. And cut.
We do know that Toph does like Sokka and Zuko, so it's not at all impossible to see them, in a matter of speaking, make little Tophs and Sokka about the place. It's not as hard to see once you understand what Sokka has been through throughout the war. People speculate that Suki perished in battle sometime in the future, and Toph was there to comfort Sokka. This led to Lin's birth. Toph says her dad was just a random person, but all we need to know is that Google has got our back. Go ahead, go on Google right now and search Sokka and Toph. You will see all the evidence you need, as we know the internet is never wrong. At number 3, Katara was supposed to be the next Avatar. This theory isn't so far-fetched if you think about it. If Aang actually took a hold of his destiny and never ran away, the next Avatar would have been reincarnated as a waterbender from the Southern Water Tribe. And who was the last bender from the sister tribe to the Northern Water Tribe? Just imagine her bending all of those elements, and personally, I think she would have made a great Avatar. After all, she is one of the most powerful waterbenders in history, that goes without saying. Nothing like a woman's rage to fuel those Avatar bending powers to their absolute max. As we've seen with all women Avatar, they are especially super powerful. Avatar Kyoshi, Korra, and even Yang Chen. Hey, maybe we can have another spin-off story that tells everything about Avatar Kyoshi's life. That would be interesting. Oh, an Avatar gets the Game of Thrones Lannister treatment. This is what comes in at number 2. For those of you who are wondering why the royal family seems to be all powerful with their bending, the true answer would be hitting closer to home when it comes on to the whole literal royal family to be admitted into a children's cartoon, if you think about it. This theory suggests that the reason the royal family kept producing powerful benders was because they practiced incest with each other. It's not hard to think that Emperor Azul and Fire Lord Ozai would be so obsessed with keeping their bloodlines pure and powerful that they would decide to keep it in the family. Those power-hungry lunatics would do anything crazy and over the top. As a matter of speaking, this would be pretty horrible if you think about it. Hey, before we unveil our number one pick, here is a word for you. If you haven't already liked this video and you've made it this far, it's a good time to smash that like button. Hit that subscribe and click the notification bell to get more updates on videos when I do release them. Thank you guys again, and now for our number one pick. Azula? What are you doing? Azula? Azula! No! Well, she doesn't have the wrong idea here to lightning this abomination into inexistence, which comes in at our number one spot. The horrible live action movie is actually an adaptation of the Ember Island Players Play. Almost any fan of the Avatar: The Last Airbender series will call the live action adaptation. But what if that load of garbage was actually based on a play of the play? Or is it on a play of the series? Whatever. What if M. Night Shyamalan's movie wasn't about the adaptation of the cartoon, but rather the adaptation of the satirical Ember Island Players Play, in which the characters watch near to the end of the series? It would explain how the movie got so many details wrong. I guess the way to fame is either have the greatest movie in history or the worst movie to ever exist. We can't say. All I know is that we are looking forward to the Netflix adaptation to see what they put out this time, and hopefully it's not a load of garbage as the last one was. Congratulations! You are amazing for watching the video to the end. I really bet you enjoyed this. If you did, and you agree with this list, or maybe not, maybe I missed some of your favorites, go ahead and leave a comment. Have any other video ideas? No problem. Hit us up on Instagram or Twitter for more. And join us again next week, where we give you incredible information and great lists. Peace out.